Good morning. How the devil are you doing this fine day? Me? Well, for the second day in succession, I come bearing gifts. Those purveyors of British-built dumpers and thwaites are sending me a couple of Christmas tree baubles. I gave away one yesterday to our friend Gary Muirhead, but I've got another one to give away, and that is up for grabs right now for your chance to win. And it looks like Ken Hatter has already made a preemptive strike. For your chance to win, just type the word thwaites in the chat. Just to be clear, it's on the screen, but it's THWAITES. Type that in the chat now, and between now and the end of the show, and then we'll let our randomizer choose a winner at random. I'll also add a ticker to the foot of the screen a bit later on in the show, just so that latecomers know exactly what it is they're supposed to do. Now, today's show is very much a forward-looking, so let us dwell in this Omicron present no longer, and let's roll the intro and get this show on the road. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. It's Thursday, the 9th of December, and as that remarkably persistent guy just said, welcome to the Breakfast Show, where Plan B has been our Plan A for about 10 months now. I'm your host, Mark Anthony. In today's jam-packed and future-gazing show, the UK construction skill shortage has been made worse by COVID's lost generation. Hyundai is harnessing advanced technology to shape the site of the future. Built Robotics over in the States can convert any excavator to remote control operation. The technology allowing Hitachi to monitor operator fatigue. The CESAR scheme has hit a happy $500,000, and we've also got some exclusive footage of the Longannet Power Station chimney blast that took place literally in the last few minutes. And I'm also keeping an eye on the Doosan launch that is taking place right now. If I can find a suitable time to do so, I'll try to bring us into that show as well. We'll get to all of that in just a second, but first, let's see who among the rich and the shameless is celebrating a birthday on this day of days.
Happy birthday!
And it's many happy returns to the man who launched 1 billion fish fingers, Clarence Birdseye. Didn't even realise he was actually a person. To American movie legend Kirk Douglas, and to British movie legend Dame Judi Dench. To hard-tackling Leeds footballer Billy Bremner, singers Joan Armatrading and Donny Osmond, and to actor John Malkovich. Many happy returns also to pro wrestler Kurt Angle and Rammstein guitarist Paul Landers. Many happy returns to them, one and all. I'm going to give you a very quick reminder for you. Look at the foot of the screen there. Make sure you type the word thwaites into the chat for your chance to win one of those. We've only got a couple to give away. We gave away one yesterday, and we've got another one going today. So get them while they're hot. Literally in the last few minutes, the team at Brown & Mason have felled the chimney that has stood sentinel at the Longannet Power Station in Scotland. In fact, it happened so recently, I've barely had time to figure out what to say about it. So rather than me babbling on, let's take a look. All I can tell you at the moment is that chimney was 600 feet in height, and it's towered over the Grangemouth skyline for more than 50 years. I'm hoping to bring you some higher quality footage of that in tomorrow's show. Now, Construction Inquirer is reporting that the COVID-19 pandemic has triggered an exodus of experienced workers from the construction sector's core 45 to 55-year-old age group. According to findings compiled by the Construction Products Association, the 223,000 workers have vanished from the industry over the last 2 years since summer 2019. Nearly half of this total number have come from the skilled 45 to 55 age group, which joined the industry during the booming late 1980s, much as I did, and represented the bulk age demographic in the workforce. Noble Francis, economics director at the CPA, says the aging workforce demographic has been a concern for some time, but was expected to impact in 10 to 15 years' time as people came up for retirement. The pandemic seems to have accelerated this and plunged construction into a deepening skills crisis. People may still come back, but it looks like many have opted to take early retirement or to work in other industries. The CPA findings, actually, if you were here yesterday, you'll remember this. The CPA findings come as the CITB skills body released its own workforce report findings, warning that 25,000 migrant workers have also left construction in the post-Brexit and pandemic upheaval. As I say, we reported on that yesterday. Trade bodies are warning that the construction is being hit by a perfect storm, a big drop in younger skilled workers from the EU, and a faster than expected loss of older, more experienced workers in the UK. Now, before we hear from one of our lovely show sponsors, just a very quick reminder, don't forget, type the word Thwaites in the chat for your chance to win an exclusive Thwaites branded bauble for your Christmas tree. We will be drawing that at the end of the show. But here is one of our very fine show sponsors.
Axoft and Svantec are your high-end partners for noise, vibration, dust and air quality systems, sensors and software. To find out more, visit axoft.co.uk or call 01234 639 550.
Now, I said at the top of the show that this was going to be a forward-looking episode of the Breakfast Show, and it's time to break out the crystal ball for the first time, only it's not my crystal ball. The crystal ball actually belongs to Hyundai, and this is their vision of the very near future. And if you like that, then stick around as we've got another glimpse of the very near future coming up in just a few moments' time. And also, don't forget to type the word Thwaites into the chat for your chance to win an exclusive Thwaites branded bauble for your Christmas tree. Till then, let's get on with this.
The Miller GT series heralds a new era of unrivaled power and cutting-edge intelligent coupler technology, increasing job site safety, machine versatility, and productivity. It's the added versatility that you need at the value you can afford. To find out more, visit millergroundbreaking.com.
As you have probably gathered by now, I am a man barely awake during most of these shows. Getting up at 6 each morning to pull together the day's show doesn't sit well with a man who is generally at his best about 3 in the afternoon until about 3:15. However, if I nod off, nothing much happens. In fact, some might argue that it would actually improve the show if I did fall asleep. That is not the case for those driving a high-reach excavator, a dump truck, or another item of heavy equipment. I'm just going to turn that off because that's getting on my nerves. Let me get back to where I was. That is why equipment manufacturers are harnessing technology to monitor operator fatigue. The last time I was at Caterpillar's facility in Malaga, and by the way things are going, it really actually might prove to be my last time in Malaga. This was one of the most interesting discussion points. In fact, I subsequently produced a podcast on the subject. I'll tell you more about all of that in just a second, because now the good folks at Hitachi have released a new video showing precisely how they are tackling operator fatigue.
Takwa is a mining community in Ghana. Eduaprim is an open cut mine, and we currently have about 35 777s on site. We've had fatigue incidents on the mine in time past, and we've tried some other technologies, so we've moved on now to Smart Cap technology.
Smart Cap is a fatigue management system for truck operators. It's a predictive system. It actually enables the operators to know what their fatigue levels are before they experience fatigue.
Since the commencement of this trial at the operation where we've trialed it, we have had 0 injuries and or property damage as a result of fatigue-related incidents. Working with a distributor to implement this technology has been a positive journey. The technology itself has the ability to give you proactive, predictive data. You can warn a guy, you can warn an operator that if he doesn't react now, in a short period of time, he's going to hit a wall.
It indicates to the operator his alertness behind the steering wheel, and to an extent, if the operator is not responding and is not able to self-manage himself, then that information is communicated to our dispatch room. Then the operator is now managed externally.
No mining company or no mine manager wants to be managing an operation or a business where his employees end up getting hurt, injured, or worst case scenario, killed.
I can now sleep because I don't need to go to any family to tell them that I've lost your son, your daughter working for me, or your daughter or your son, your husband, your wife working with me have lost an eye or a limb.
We obviously have safer working conditions for our operators. The guys are not falling asleep behind the wheel.
Smart Cap, both in costs and also in the management of fatigue, is ahead of its competitors on the market.
Now, if you'd like to hear the podcast that I recorded with one of the guys at Caterpillar, I've just posted a link to that in the chat. While you go and have a look at that, let's hear from another of our show sponsors. I think we can all agree that remote control and autonomous equipment will have a role to play in the future of demolition and construction. To what degree, no one really knows, and we can't actually predict when it's going to arrive either. But that technology exists today, and it doesn't necessarily require the investment in a dedicated, remotely controlled machine either. Take a look at this from Built Robotics in the States.
We build the same way our grandparents did, with our own two hands. But the tools in our hands change. Built Robotics has developed the most advanced tool available on any job site today, the Exosystem. It transforms any excavator into a fully autonomous robot made to dig the earth. It's powered by a liquid-cooled computer, the sub-centimeter RTK GPS, high-efficiency solar panels, an all-weather, all-terrain design. And you can easily switch from manual to AI mode with a flick of a switch. But most importantly, it can dig. Does the idea of an 80,000-pound robot scare you a little? You'd be crazy if it didn't. That's why we've developed an 8-layer safety system with 360-degree camera coverage, proximity radar, 110 decibel safety alarms, ultra-bright LEDs, high-vis barriers, a digital geofence, and hardwired and wireless emergency stops. Because when it comes to safety, more is more. We're here because of the builders who came before us. They created the world we live in, our roads, our cities, our homes. And when they needed a tool to overcome a new challenge, they invented it. Now, it's our turn.
Having seen all of the Terminator movies, I'm very pleased to see they've built in some great safeguards to top those damn things taking over the world. Now, before we go any further, don't forget, I'm going to just give you a very quick reminder, don't forget to type the word Thwaites into the chat for your chance, last chance actually, to win one of those. That's a Christmas tree bauble from our friends at Thwaites. So it's THWAITES. Type that in the chat. We'll be doing the draw very, very soon indeed. But for now, let's hear again from one of our fine show sponsors. The official Construction Equipment Security and Registration Scheme, that's CESAR to its friends, has reached a major milestone in its rollout across the construction plant and agricultural machinery industry. In November this year, the 500,000th machine fitted with the CESAR scheme rolled off the production line. The CESAR scheme, powered by data tag and owned by the Construction Equipment Association and the Agricultural Engineers Association, was launched way back in 2007 to combat machinery theft across the two industries. Today, over 85% of new construction and agricultural machinery here in the UK is now fitted with the system as standard. The scheme has gone from strength to strength thanks to the introduction of the new Emissions Compliance Verification, or ECM. That's a new product. The scheme can now be used for security and emissions identification and also asset management as well. It's this evolution of the original scheme that has enabled the CESAR scheme to reach the 500,000 milestone. Managing Director of DataTag, Kevin Howells, who is in the middle of the picture there, says our technology has been supporting the scheme for nearly 15 years and has helped to create a proven deterrent for theft of construction and agricultural machinery. This milestone is an outstanding achievement, and we look forward to celebrating the millionth machine in the not too distant future. Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations to the entire CESAR team on this magnificent milestone. Now, this is your final call. Your final call. If you would like to be in with a shout of winning that fine Thwaites branded Christmas tree bauble, just type the word Thwaites into the chat. You've got roughly 1 minute to do that, because we'll be doing the prize draw right after whatever is coming next. Those fine folks at Bellway Homes have just been given the green light for the construction of 129 new homes in the town of Thame. The homes will be built on the Kingsmead Business Park, and if I'm not very much mistaken, I reckon that's literally just around the corner from the Kubota UK headquarters. Anyway, no, I digress. Before work can commence on this £127 million project, several buildings will need to be demolished to clear the way, and at the time of broadcast, a suitable demolition contractor has yet to be appointed. You can find out more about that project lead and many more just like it over at buildersconference.co.uk.
Sorry to interrupt the guy with the funny glasses, but if you're enjoying this video, please hit the like button as it helps our channel. Or, better still, share this video with a friend or a colleague. Thank you. Right, back to Beardy.
Right, it's time to see who has won. I'm going to just change the view on that just so everyone can see it large and fair and square. It's time to find out who has won our in actual fact, we just had a last-minute entry, which I think is probably registered. Morning, James. Good to see you here. So I'm going to roll the device and see who comes out on top today. Wow. Wow. Let's take that off the screen. James Doble, I think you actually managed to get in under the wire with about 5 seconds to spare, but delighted that you've won that, my friend. I will get that in the post for you. Just to be absolutely clear, I haven't actually received the Christmas tree baubles myself. I'm assured that they're on their way, but as soon as they arrive here, they will be arriving with you. Congratulations again, James. Really pleased for you. That pretty much wraps up today's show. Man alive, that's annoying. That pretty much wraps up today's show. I'm going to roll the outro in just a second before leaping gazelle-like over into the chat to see what you're all saying today. I'll also be playing our new festive playlist in the background if you'd like a bit of Christmas spirit. If you can't stick around, no problem. I will be back here on the morrow, usual time, usual place, for more of this old stuff and nonsense. But until then, stay safe, look after yourself, your family, your friends, and your colleagues. And I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.